Good evening, students and fellow hoteliers and would-be entrepreneurs. This is Chef Rakesh, part 2 of my elaboration on starting as micro business unit. One of my students wanted to start something from his home. So I thought, why not elaborate on how to plan for it. So now starting a business, I had already spoken in the part 1 regarding product elaboration I had done. Now, what is product elaboration? Product elaboration is all about product features, including the features, deciding on the features, then the packaging of the product, and then pricing and delivery. So, the product features includes the qualities that you want to include in it, the utility value of the product, the packaging of the product, the pricing of the product, and the delivery of the product. Now, before that, I had requested you to do a complete market research. Now, what will market research include? Market research will include the consumer requirement, the taste of the consumer, the choice of the consumer, and types of consumer available in your area whom you want to target. Because consumer is king. And why is he king? He will buy your product. Whom will you make it for? For the consumer. So it's always safe to understand the consumer behavior, to understand the consumer preferences, and to understand the consumer psychology before you start making your product. Then you will face competitions which is already existing, the old players, the contemporary players, those who may be starting along with you, and the new entrants in a couple of months or in a year or so. So challenges never seem to slow down, or challenges never seem to get over. It's a continuous process. Doing business is like riding a tiger. Once you start, you got to be on top of it. If you get down, it'll eat you up. So, I'd like you to not to be scared of because of this, but to enjoy this challenge wherein you actually face these challenges and overcome it, and you set your targets. And how will you do that? The market research helps you a lot. Secondly, very important is your location. Now, you see old timers always setting up shop near bus stand, railway stations, and then city busy area like market centers or near Kachahari, court area premises, or where people are just thronging for a certain objective and they have to eat, they have to spend a lot of time there. So they used to choose locations very carefully. You do the same thing. If you want an open house eatery where people love to come in after the pandemic is over, you better be very careful. You better be very careful in terms that your location should allow you to allow you to get into the customer's memory for convenience. And yes, quality always speaks volume. But then, if you are building a micro unit from your home, location is immaterial. Then you better position yourself accordingly and see how the market evolves, where is your majority client base, and try to reduce the logistics cost, because delivery will be logistics, and market supplies, where you get your market supplies, is again your part of logistics. So taking care of logistics and costing in micro units where you actually start from any location, it's immaterial where you are. Only thing is, you make sure your municipal license, your Gram Panchayat license, or your block license, or Jilla Parishad license, what is the government rule with that? Comply with it. If there is a token or something to be clarified with government authorities, do it before you start this. Because what happens, till everything goes fine, you are okay. But the moment something goes wrong, somebody gets a food poisoning, somebody asks for a bill or something like that, and if you deliver the bill and you are bound to do that, then what happens? You may be in trouble. So dealing in food, you need to have you apply for food license to the local authority. It will take some months, and they will give you some leeway to start your business. Some municipals give you offhand token to start your business and then slowly apply for everything. So just check out with the authorities what you want to do at a micro level, but set up a small kitchen at home or in a garage or in a shade, wherever it is, hygienically. If you are going to deal with food, be hygiene conscious. I'll advise you one thing. You set up a camera, record your happenings in the kitchen. If you're doing it yourself, fine. If you're putting a staff, make sure he's hygienically covered completely and his work habits are good. You train them. You are a professional of this industry. So what happens? That goes a long way in building up the customer confidence. You can always supply that small video to your consumer. See how we prepared your meal. See how we prepared your order. So don't worry, we are there to take care of this your food requirement in a very hygienic way as prescribed by WHO or the government of India or the local authority, keeping in mind the proper hygiene that should go into your product. And yes, people are very knowledgeable. They do understand what is hygiene and what level they expect. So because they know what's happening all around, and if you can give some proof of your hygiene level, you can charge a premium on that. Recently, my daughter flew down from Dehradun to Durgapur and to Calcutta airport, and she was charged a small amount by the government, the airlines, as a COVID handling charges, some insurance on that, and some COVID handling hygiene measures. They charged a very small amount, and students are charged a discounted amount. So that was it like. So you can do the same, provided you build the customer confidence. Now, once you have decided on product, make sure the hygiene level, because it's food, make sure the hygiene level is really good, and you have included the features in it. You have done your market research for home units, micro units, without a counter on the in the market, visible counter. You are safe. You can choose any location as per your convenience and costing. The downtown market, the property rates are very high, and you will find it very difficult to survive with very thin margin in food delivery business nowadays, because you don't have margin more than 10%. Even it has gone down to 5% in some dishes, because of logistics of carriage and delivery. But in other dishes it may reach up to 25% as well. Depends on the menu and the choice and the item that you give. So we will come to that when we discuss the costing part of it. But right now you are more focused on market research, requirements of the customer, and yes, your product features, and talking about the logistics and the hygiene part. So you have market research, you have product, you have location that you have decided upon, and then you will actually delve on mode of delivery. I'll say the packaging of the entire product, the way you have to deliver it. Choose a right packaging, and you can include your emblem or emboss your logo and design it so carefully. Maybe some reusable things you can attach with it, so that people do remember, okay, I had this with this. I had small carry bags with your logo name, which they can carry to the market nowadays, disposable and environment friendly carry bags, which you can actually not very costly, and you can get it very easily also done, so that your branding continues. Because you can't afford to spend too much on your branding exercises. But yes, digital marketing has given you a platform where you can reach instantly. Use it very wisely. For informing people what product and services you are giving, and for getting the feedback. Feedback will take another long elaboration, how you can use the feedback to your advantage, and why it is important, why it is necessary. Do keep watching me. Watch the first part if you have missed it. The second part, I talked about making your product viable through location and hygiene and sustaining your customer, but then again building a customer base so that your customers repeat their orders. That is where success lies. You can always get one customer or two customers here and there, but it has to grow organically. It has to grow organically by word by mouth. Because a good teacher, a good chef, a good lawyer, a good doctor, they don't need advertisement. The proof of a good cake is in eating it. They will definitely repeat, and yes, Once they do that, you are successful. So plan for it. Think about it. Put it down on a piece of paper, whatever comes to your mind. And don't forget to question me, whatever comes to your mind. Please, you can WhatsApp, you can email me, and you can actually put comments here in the boxes so that I can help you out with the thought process to not to fail. Nothing is a guarantee, boss. But you can make 100% effort in the right direction. That much I can guarantee you. This is Shiv Rakesh with lots of experiences in entrepreneurship, teaching, coaching and guiding. And yes, you are welcome to share your thoughts with me. Thank you. See you again in my next video. I wish you a very successful venture, whoever is wishing to do that.